Well, I need to welcome you back, and we'll see with the big story for today. We're talking about the appointment of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that he has made in the last 3 months, and what those appointments are as it concerns the value they will add to the government. And not only that, but also many coming out to criticize such appointments on the ground of being a bit lopsided. All of that is what's taking center stage on the show today, as much as we know that he also appointed 18 special advisors yesterday. And many of them are already getting a thumbs up for their appointment, knowing the value they will add to the government, while others are also a bit critical about those appointments. Like I said, that's what's taking center stage on the show today. And I still have no other person but Chief Sonny Onosoke being totally apolitical as it concerns the discussion today and just hitting it head on. But anyway, talking about it, you know we need to go and get that message from our sponsors. I was talking of no other but Benita Gas, who you do know they are located right here in Ughelli, Okokoko, and Warrior Environs. And when we come back, more discussion centered on the big story for today.
Hey, Willikity, how person want to talk about gas matter? Make Beneta gas plant no sit down for im matter. Gas when we say it light and last well. Now Beneta gas plant na filamo. Gas when the full rich mark pek. Now Beneta gas plant na filam, and for any type and size of gas cylinder plus all accessories. Now Beneta gas plant na the touch lighter. Now every day now Beneta gas plant they open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. on top refill matters. Oh yeah, make you visit any Beneta gas plant branch. You fit enter inside of Quisoko off Jakba Road, opposite UBA for PTI Road Efru, Nehemiah Junction, near former Army checkpoint for Okwokoko, or 101 Ajami Moga Ekpe Road, Wari, or 145 Ughelli Patani Expressway by Aviation Junction when carry eye. They look Shikiman and NNPC roundabout for Isoko Road for Sergeant Quarters for Ughelli. For more information, make you call Beneta Gas Plant for 080-6745-7890. Beneta Gas Plant. Na God, they our back.
Well, you do know we can also be, or rather you can also be a part of it. All you need to do, come over, let's talk business. The big story is big enough and ready to accommodate all your businesses. But anyway, it's indeed the big one we're talking about today. And we're still talking about those appointments made by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the recent days. 90 days it has been, and the appointment seems to be large, knowing that he has one of the largest ministers ever been appointed since the return of democracy in 1999. But irrespective of that, should we look at the huge number, or rather look at the huge value that we're definitely going to get from such appointment? All of that, like I said, took center stage on the first half of the discussion, but let's quickly go to the second half. Now, yes, Chief Sonny Onosoke, as it stands now, the CBN governor, the coordinating minister of the economy, the acting inspector general of police, and that of custom, and also the head of FRS and some other critical positions have all been given to the Southwest, according to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's appointment. And because of that, it's already raising a whole lot of dust. Many persons are saying it's a bit lopsided. And the reason I'm asking this, do you share in their view that it's a bit lopsided? Because why I'm asking, if we take our minds back to his predecessor, I'm even surprised that even the House of Representatives just in July here said they will even investigate his 8 years of being president and how lopsided President Buhari's appointment was. And just in the papers today, in the Sun most especially, we now learned that the reason most senators are against Godswill Akpabio is that he did nothing as it concerns this appointment, and they feel the appointment are lopsided. And the Senate just approved those appointments. So, but I want your view as it concerns, do you feel that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's appointment are lopsided, favoring the Southwest?
You did not even tell Nigerians. Are you telling Nigerians that who are the people who criticize the appointment of Tinubu? I think some of the northern senators.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. So why didn't the northern senators criticize Tinubu for not appointing somebody from the Southeast? Why don't the northern senators caucus criticize Tinubu? Why did not appoint somebody from the Southeast and the South Nigeria? Why didn't they tell Tinubu? Why didn't you appoint Sonny? And why didn't you appoint somebody from Wari? Yeah, they are crying foul. You see, one thing with this country, I keep telling you, that's why I said, I want to be apolitical when it comes to this appointment of Tinubu. Yes. I'm repeating it. And I don't care. Yes, and I don't care whose us is going to be God because of my view. And I told you I'm entitled to my view as an honorable man from Delta, from Ughelli, from Nigeria, a black man from Africa, and all over the world. I should be entitled to my view. I don't want to tell anybody in the national television or in the national radio to say, clip your hands with your claws or clip your lips with your claws.
That will be insulting.
And it will be insulting. So the issue is that we should stop this idea of saying Akpabio is not good enough to be president. I told her I'm not here to campaign for anybody. But I want to make point by point. I'm convinced that I never saw any protest like this from the northern senators when Buhari was there for 8 years. When Ahmadu Ahmed, the former Senate president, was there. Ahmed Lawal. He never criticized when 90% of the appointment was for Buhari Northwest and Northeast. Nobody criticized. Nobody even asked them why, yes, an honorable man in Buhari's government. Where is somebody from the south side powerful in custom? Where is somebody from the south is powerful in the defense ministry? Nobody said that. Now, when it comes to Tinubu, the northern senator, there was a caucus on substantiated caucus led by one Senator Abu. That yes, that Akpabio is not qualified. But Lawal Ahmed was qualified when he kept mute for 8 years for Buhari to appoint people from only the northeast and northwest. Why don't they tell us the south of this country, the appointment they gave to us for Buhari 8 years? Why didn't Mr. Mabo or one Senator Mabo, Abi Abu, didn't tell us? So the issue of telling that the appointment of Tinubu is one-sided, I am not a APC member. I am not supporting APC. Whether the old minister is from Ijebu local government in Ogun State, it's not Onotokai's problem. Because when Buhari did this, nobody discussed it. So let it be so in this country. If that is what the country is looking for, let it be so. When it comes to your turn, do the better things you should do for yourself. But I want to prove one thing to you. Why I say I don't want to be a partisan. I want to prove one thing to you that please and please, I will stand before the table of anywhere in the context of global contest that the current brains in the economic sector that Buhari has, that Tinubus appointed, I've not seen since the history of this country since 1960. I've not seen such caliber of men to push an economy since 1960. With the current brains in the financial sector, in the economic sector that Tinubus has done. I'm not an APC member. I don't want to play those kind of jargon politics. I don't. I'm getting old. That if I say something that is good because I'm a PDP member, I won't do that. And I will never, ever do that. What I told you now is, what I saw with the caliber and the kind of people I saw, they should come and man the financial sector and the economic sector currently with Tinubu. I don't mention APC, please. I'm not mentioning APC. It's people because I see that he's speaking from other parties to become his member. That shows somebody.
Because that's where my next question would naturally lie. But before we go there, you know, that's where the question lies. Do you feel we are ripe enough to discontinue with the issue of federal character as it concerns our appointment? Irrespective of where it stands, we should look more of value rather than the federal character. Is that where you feel we need to go?
That's the content value. That's what I've been keep telling you almost for the past 4 years. If we want this country to take off the ground, if we want to use this country as an emblem from National Spirit Board to embrace Africa and drive us to the moon with current economic move drives. If we want to leave this country to become where we are, we must discontinue that sentiment of tribalism. We must try to nail that in the so-called local content. Federal character. And we must say, yeah, this is catchment area. If you want to drive this country to a promised land, don't care about the party you belong. Don't you ever care about the affiliation you belong. Don't you ever care about the sector you belong. If you want to drive this country, you must drive this country irrespective of the person, whether it's on PDP, APC, whether it's on NNPC. If you want to drive this country to the promised land, that's how you do in this country, to drive this country. Because I want to tell you something. Tinubu has shown it to the country. You can pick anybody from anywhere. You can pick someone from Warri, PDP's shifted. If you think I'm worried, and I'm going to be there to be loyal to your policy, not my party. So I don't want to criticize anybody.
Do you feel that loyalty is what we're getting from you some weekend? Because why I ask, and what I'm asking, I know he's a friend of yours.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I will not bring that personal belief between both of you and you.
Yeah.
I know that already.
Yeah.
But let's look at, because you talked about loyalty.
Yeah.
To the policies, and like we said, this is why we're even having this discussion. We're talking about the appointment of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to drive his hope agenda.
I told you where I supported most. I told you where I supported most. Let me give you one example here.
Okay, go ahead.
There are things you just appoint, and I'm going to tell you that this thing you do because I'm an honorable man. Because Sonny Onosuke is an honorable man. They appointed somebody. I don't want to call him. You appointed a doctor. Are you getting a medical doctor?
Yes.
Let's say a surgeon. You appointed a surgeon to become the director of NIMASA. And that is pure retrogressive policy. There are a lot of things Tinubu has just done. Okay. Some of the people I think they have some of the best brains. I told you, the economic and the financial sector, I won't take that from Tinubu. The best hands are there. The best hands are there. But there's some appointment I see at the national level, whereby some lawyer will become a captain in a ship. Some captain and some people who drive train. Who they drive train. Train captain. We're going to be minister of aviation. I never see that kind of thing once. So some of those are Tinubu things. The people may be very brand, but they don't need the right square. Some of the brains Tinubu pick, they are sound, but they're not in the right position to bring what we expected from them. Apart from those, I want to proudly tell you now, apart from those in economic, that are in a, how did you call it, square hole or in a round peg?
Round hole in round, round pegs in round hole.
Something like that.
Yes.
In the economic and the financial sector, best. That saying is 100%. I can vouch for that because we know them. Nigerians know them. Let's not pretend whether they are Yorubas. Yeah, let's not pretend whether they are Yorubas. We want to drive the economy, so let's not pretend whether they are Yorubas. If you go to Cameroon, when Cameroon was a sensational footballer, when they know about Cameroon football, look at the region the level first players came for. It could be one local government in Cameroon. But in ours, we kill everything in this country by the so-called federal character. When you knew somebody from the South cannot be a very good car railer. You are setting up a car railing committee at the National Assembly. You bring a senator from the South. That's an aberration. That's not integration. That's not federal character. That's not how to carry us collectively to the promised land. That's not true. Just like what I said recently about the NYC. Why are you doing NYC? When you have money, you are from Lagos State, and you school in University of Lagos, you'll be posted to the orientation camp in Lagos State. To go and do your orientation. After your orientation, you'll be posted to Lagos State. Is that a body? Is that the essence of integrating Nigerians? Is that a body? There's some people now make some kind of examples. They now post you come out to juicy companies like NNPC, and you understand. And maybe they are from even the NNPC state. Those sort of attitudes and agencies, they could be wiped out of the whole system. They could be wiped out. Why don't you commission the average graduate in Nigeria to go to his state for composing 1 year farming at the waterside, farming at the corn mill, farming at the wheat mill, farming at the rice mill? Why don't you convert Nigerians youth corps to do that? To practically get themselves engaged to a job for 1 year. But you just send them to the street at one place and you tell them that they're youth corps. You send me from Kano State back to Kano State because I don't want to go to Abuja. Who supervises the agency?
Then the very reason for
the very reason for such body is forfeited.
Okay, now let's come back to our discussion because I'm also concerned there. Like we said yesterday, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had to appoint the senior brother of an opponent.
An opponent, yes.
Yes, and the running mate of Peter Obi of the Labour Party. And not only that, he also appointed your party and your person, Nyesom Wike. Do you feel such appointment would help break the barriers that has naturally been there on the ground of political affiliation?
If you look at, let me just come out and say, if you look at the Wike issue, it shouldn't be discussed at the national level because it shouldn't be discussed by Tinubu because Wike worked for APC. Wike was anti-party to PDP and he worked for PDP and he worked for APC. So he's 100% qualified
to serve in
Tinubu's government. You don't criticize
on account of his former performance or allegiance to
allegiance to him.
Because President Tinubu came out the day before yesterday saying he's not just an FCT minister but also an advisor to him.
Of course,
President Tinubu said.
Maybe said so. Yeah. So because like that's what I told you, I said the one of Wike, I don't want to discuss it. I will discuss it in Ghana. He didn't work for PDP. He worked for APC. He's entitled to work for APC. Point of correction. Let's get something clear here. Wike has the full 100% right as a Nigerian, a serving governor of PDP, if he wants to work for APC. It's in the law. You don't have to caution him. So he worked for Tinubu and he was appointed.
But it's not in your party's constitution and against that.
I don't know whether the party is against
it. Anyway, you are free to go. You said you won't be a political.
I want to be a political today. And when you come back to my grandfather in the media world, somebody I respect so much, somebody anywhere I can doff my heart, it's from the north. Yes. Hakim Baba Ahmed. You see, what we believe in Nigeria is when Hakim Baba Ahmed was the super permanent secretary, I was just a young boy growing. We are talking about when we say permanent secretary. Those were the shapers and the designers of the federal level.
Yes.
You way back when their time when they were super permanent secretaries. In a not juicy ministries.
Of course.
We are talking about content value ministries. We're not talking about permanent secretary of the Ministry of Finance and External Relations. No. These are men who stood
And worked for it.
and worked for the building of this country. They are statecraft civil servants. They crafted laws, ideas, philosophies. You've not met Akim Baba Ahmed. He's just a free. He's a elder. It should be uncle to
Peter Obi,
or senior brother to Peter Obi, vice president.
Senior brother.
Yeah, senior brother. So, you know, when Shetima decides to find something valuable in Akim Baba, he picked him. Let me tell you one. Akim Baba, you know, is a political. He does not belong. He stood for his people, the Northern Elders Council. Yeah. It's one man, if you see black, he's going to tell he's black.
We do know he's...
You know he's very blunt.
We know he's antecedent.
Yeah, you know as antecedent. And maybe they say that's solid. We know why you adopted them for quite a long time. As your godfather and stuff like that. Because that's, whether I'm in PDP, but I'm going to tell you the way the story goes. I'm going to tell you the way the story goes.
So do you feel such appointment will add value to this administration?
Appointment of people like Akim Baba.
From the opposition.
Yeah, Akim Baba is going for the vice president, Shetima.
Of course. Work closely with him. And remember, the vice president is the head of the economic council.
Nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. That is their government.
Yes.
But the issue of Wike, no. He didn't work for us. He worked for where he's benefiting from today. Yeah, so you tell the people what it is. Yeah. Tinubus can appoint him as 3 vice advisors. That is his own issue. He has his own role to play. You know why I say this?
Yeah.
I don't like people, when you do something, you know you did something and the thing was wrong. You refuse to accept that what you did was wrong. When another man does it, you come to the public and weep sentiment tears. I don't want to play that. My brother, let me tell you what, I'm close to 60 years. If we want this country to grow, then we must detoxicate ourselves. Detoxify ourselves from tribalism, from corruption, from policies that you know that is not supposed to be located in your local government. You took it there and they have no commercial and viable and human betterment. Let's tell ourselves the bare truth if we want to move ahead in this country. Irrespective of a political affiliation. Nobody want to care where you belong to. If this country must be driven straight on based on political ideology. If this country want to move ahead, it shouldn't be based on political ideology and political affiliation. Because we've experimented this since 1999.
And how far has it taken us?
There was this a light we met in 1999? The current light, the current NEPA we met? Was it the current fuel we met in 1999? Was it the current roads we met in 1999? Because this is the refineries this country met in 1999? Are you damn telling Nigerians? I want to play both parties. My brother, let's cut it off. Let's face national issues. Let's detoxicate ourselves of tribalism, political affiliations. Let's look straight to the eyes of Nigerians and tell them this is what the people wanted. Because you just see the word Jakba. What is Jakba? Jakba is an intro to the things ahead. Jakba is an intro to the things ahead for every Nigerian youth. Do you know some serving as of Assembly members in some states want to Jakba?
Well, anyway. Chief, on us, okay, we need to Japan now and go on the...
Why you there in Japan and leave Nigeria? Who won't fight Nigeria?
We need to Japan in the studios here and go for a break. And when we come back, we continue our discussion.
Go on, brother.
Centered on the appointment of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and why it's causing a whole lot of ripples as it concerns those appointments. Let's go on the break.